Hi, my name is Chris. This is my shop, Make the First Cut. We're going to continue on with this Adirondack style table build that we've been doing over the past several weeks. As you can see, I've got all the branches and all the other decorative features of the table that I'm going to be using all stained. But we need to worry about milling this stock up so that we can actually apply it to the apron as a decorative feature. So we'll talk about getting that done and the jigs involved that I had to make in order to do that, at least the way I would do it. We're also going to be talking about doing a hand carved feature on the table itself, because in the middle of this birch bark I want to go ahead and put a nice hand carved decorative feature there. I'm not much of a carver myself, but I have an idea on how I can do something that will mimic a hand carved piece and not actually be one, but I think it will have that appearance, and it will be a rustic style too, and it's basically just a representation of a leaf that I'll be trying to do so that I can cut that out, mill it here, and put it in the middle of that table. So that's what we're doing today. Milling up the branches, getting the jigs done, and making a decorative piece. Headed your way next. Okay, before we get started, let me explain these jigs that I had to make for this, that I knew I was going to have to make going into this. This jig, as you can see here, is nothing more than I took a piece of wood, drilled a hole in it, and then ripped the wood in half, so I created kind of sort of a cradle here for the sticks and the branches, and this is just to lock around the bandsaw blade after I get it through there. Because I'm trying to mill up stock that is obviously not square, but I needed to figure out a way so that I could cut that exactly in half so that I would get a flush bottom to it, so I would be able to glue that onto the apron of the table. And I made two different sizes because I'm using larger stock as well here. This is for the smaller pieces, and then I made this for the larger one, so I have a cradle here too to do the exact same thing here. Now I may have to go back and actually rip this twice so that I get it to the same thickness as this, so that one isn't standing up proud of the other when I put it on the table, but that's easy enough with this jig. So these are the jigs I had to make to do that. But once I get that cut in half, I'll show you with a piece here, that I have already milled in half. You can see, if you look at the edges of it, that is nowhere near square. And I want these pieces to butt up against each other without any gaps showing between the two of them. So I need to edge joint these pieces. And what I came up with that is this jig here. I will simply once I have this stock cut in half, I will clamp this down, and then I will be able to run this through the table saw and edge joint each of these branches so that they will butt up next to each other tightly when they're on the apron of the table. So this is just a couple of the jigs that I made to do that. We're going to get to this decorative piece first, and then I will begin trying to mill this stock up to see if we can't get it into a usable form. right, so got what we wanted to done. Still have a little bit left to do, but I got the majority of the stock jointed so that the branches fit together nice and snug, and there's very few gaps there. I've got some more to do, obviously, but I've got the decorative features done for the table, and I've got a rough layout of what the apron will kind of sort of look like. It won't be exactly this, but it'll be similar to this too. So that's going to pretty much do it for now. And for you, it probably will do it until you see this table finished, because I don't have that much further to go. I've just got to apply these decorative pieces to the apron itself, refinish the tabletop, put a finish on that, do a finish on the apron, and this thing is going to be done. So the next time you see this, probably a couple weeks from now, you'll see what it came out and looked like. So keep your fingers crossed for me. I hope it turns out well. But I think we're on a good path. We'll hopefully get this thing out the door and on my way to my brother in a couple weeks. So we're not going anywhere. I'll be back probably with something for you next week that won't have anything to do with this table. But until then, you guys take care. Get out and shop. Make that first cut. Get something done, all right? I'll talk to you later.